Hey everybody, it's Libby with LibbyWeb.com, and I'm so glad you're here joining us today. This is episode number 13 of my web show called Live with Libby. I'm so glad you're here with us and taking a little bit of time out of your day. I have a really great guest on with me today, Miss Andrea. And Andrea, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name because I think I might mess it up. How are you doing today? You're with Aromahead Institute, School of Essential Oils. Thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Thanks, Libby. Great, and I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, will you pronounce your last name for me so I don't mess it up
It's
later?
Butje. Butje.
Butje, and I should have asked you that earlier. I've heard you say it, but I just didn't want to butcher it right here live on air. So
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much thanks for joining us today, Andrea, and everybody else out there in the worldwide web. Thanks for coming out today. It's going to be a great conversation here today. If you get a chance to come on with us, join us live and ask some questions, I'm going to be sharing the link over in our chat box. So if you're just post down in the comment section right below this video, you'll see a comment box. Just let us know that you have a headset on. That's an absolute requirement, or I can't bring you on live because we'll get feedback online here during the Hangout. So if you have a headset or just earbuds like this, that works just fine, and then have a camera, or if you don't have a camera, that's fine. You don't have to be on camera. We just want to talk to you. So we got some great information to share with you today about using essential oils, and I want to take just a couple of minutes here and give you a few housekeeping items. So I did say about the comment box down below, so if you'll just scroll down, there's a post right down below here that says good afternoon, folks. Please post your questions for Andrea below this comment. So if you'll just reply to that one comment, then we'll have a really nice thread of everything that we've discussed today. And Melody, I see you online with us today. Thank you so much. And I hope you've got your earbuds and sit on, because I know you're going to want to come on and talk to Andrea live today. Melody's already got a question for us. That's awesome. Thanks, Melody.
Okay.
And yeah, one of the fun things about doing a live web show like this is the interaction that you get with people in a live environment and actually being able to see them. So it would be awesome if you had an opportunity to come to us today. But no pressure. If you just want to sit back and listen, do that and enjoy the content, that's perfectly fine. At the very top of the live show, you see some share buttons for Facebook, Google+, Twitter, all kinds of good stuff up there. If you'll do me a really big favor and just share, let people know that you're joining us today and learning about essential oils. You're probably wondering, why am I even talking about this on my show when, my show initially started with just how to grow your business with Facebook. And I've really been on a personal journey of late to try to live a healthier lifestyle, eating better, exercise, and for me, part of that is a daily routine that I have established for myself with essential oils that I started using last year. But it's been a really a challenge to learn about essential oils, because there's just so much information and it's a little overwhelming, and it's just, I'm struggling to figure out how to get started. And then I met Andrea in another mastermind group that I'm in. I'm like, I've got to bring you on my show and share this information with people, because it really makes a big difference for me and how I feel every day. So I really want to share information like this, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with necessarily growing your business. But yet, if you're not feeling your best, mentally at your best, and have the mental clarity in your mind to be able to do the things you need to do every day to be productive, that absolutely affects your ability to do your job. So whether it's working for someone else, or whether you're just running your household through your family, or like me, working from home, it's just, I really need everything I can to stay on point. I don't know about you, Andrea. Does that happen for you?
Absolutely. And it is true that when you're feeling really, really well, then you're definitely more focused on your business and more able to be energetic and successful. So, yeah, I do think essential oils contribute to that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so for me, I know the last couple of weeks I've had a couple of other guests on my show, and even last week I had a live presentation that I did at a college. So I'm mixing this up a little bit, guys, because I want people to really experience things that are from a different place, and everything is related in some way, shape, or another. My guest I had on a few weeks back, Nick Unsworth, who's my business coach, talking about setting goals, and then the following after that, Michael Burnoff talking about mindset, and there's just so many things that really relate to how we live our life every day. So, and essential oils is a big part of that for me, and I just wanted to share that with there's so many people that do use them. They're just not necessarily as knowledgeable as maybe they want to be. So that's what we have Andrea on today. Let me think if there's anything else I wanted to share with you guys. I will pop over and look at my notes and see if there's anything else I want to share. But Andrea, I'm going to turn this over to you, and if you'll give us a quick introduction about yourself and Aromahead Institute, and how you came to be what you're doing today, because I love to hear people's stories.
Sure.
That help us kind of set the stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Libby. Yeah, Aromahead Institute really is it's an online school of aromatherapy. So what I'm doing is working with people from all over the world and educating them about how to use essential oils. I have a couple of different kinds of students in the classes. I have people who, like yourself, just are really interested in natural health and just interested in feeling good. They're either athletic, or they're just not wanting to use chemicals or products that disturb their skin or aren't natural. They're just wanting a more natural lifestyle. So that's one group of people that I work with. And then I also work a lot with massage therapists and other healthcare professionals who want to bring essential oils into their business. And then I work with parents who want to have natural lifestyle for their kids. It's really a pretty wide range of people who are interested in feeling good. Most of us, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so Aromahead has classes, at every level. We have introductory classes, and we have more advanced professional classes, and it's all about learning to make your own natural products. That's really where we go, and we base it in a lot of research and a lot of experience, and it's great because you can use oils for a lot of things. You can use them to improve your energy, to sleep better, to get out of pain, to support getting over a cold or flu, or support your immune system to resist a cold or flu. And in my opinion, all that's related to business. When we're sitting behind the computer a lot of hours a day, you're right, and so you're sore, there's pain, and I know for me, I stay up, I'm on the computer late, and then I go right to bed, and it takes me a while to kind of come down, and so the oils can really help with that. You can make like a little linen spray or a bath salt, something just to help with that.
Yeah, that's funny because I was actually thinking about that last night because I was up a bit late working, and as I was going to bed, I was like, I think I'm going to put, I actually use Young Living essential oils, and I put some, oh shoot, it just left me.
What's the name of that?
Yeah, it's a blend. It's one of the things I love about their oils. They blend a lot. They have a lot of different unique blends for different applications, and oh goodness, there's Stress Away, which I always use that every single day. Stress Away and Valor are like my two favorites. I use every day.
Great.
And Peace and Calming, that's the name of it, Peace and Calming. That I always dab a little bit on before I go to bed at night, and even maybe rub some on the bottom of my feet. And it's great because I actually use it for my dog. When she's having, when it's storming and she gets a little nervous, I'll put some behind her ears or on the top of her head, and she gets all calmed down and stuff. So anyway, well, I didn't intend to share that, but they're not just for humans, are they? Oils can be used for a lot of different things. So I don't mean to be kind of all over the place here, but I just wanted to kind of get us started in conversation here, and I'm going to pop over and look at our list of questions. But in terms of, when we were talking ahead of time and preparing for this hangout today, there's so many different things that we can talk about, and in terms of how to use essential oils. And for me personally, when I first started experiencing oils, I was a little unsure of myself, and my really good friend here in Huntsville, where I live in North Alabama, that introduced me to the oils, she actually held some classes that I would go to, and they're very informative. So, getting to know and just starting and experimenting, I think, is really, really important. A lot of people may get overwhelmed, but it's great to just get exposed and get started, and then as you go and have different issues, then you can explore a solution for that through oils. And that's kind of where I'm getting to right now. Is like, okay, how do I actually find those solutions? And when I met you in our mastermind, I was like, oh my goodness, look at these classes that she has on her page. So one of the things I wanted to talk a little bit about today was just how people can learn more about how to come up with like recipes. I mean,
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. How to prepare solutions for different problems, and maybe some of the resources that you have available on between your fan page, because you have awesome Aromahead Institute, and I've tagged you in our post and stuff, so I'll be sure to share that again down in the comment section. But I saw on your page you share all kinds of great recipes and ideas and stuff. So
yeah. I do think.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. On my fan page is it's a great place for me just to be able to share quickly lots of really good recipes. And I think when you're beginning to work with essential oils, having recipes is a huge help.
Absolutely.
Right, because then you can just say, oh, okay, a couple drops of lavender and a couple drops of chamomile or whatever it might be, excuse me, and put them in to like your cream or your lotion or spray, however you're doing it, and just follow the recipe and try it and see how it feels. And then as you get more familiar with the oils and how they feel and how much you need to use for your own body, you can start to kind of come up with your own ideas and your own recipes. The great thing is there is so much free information that is really good information about how to use the oils, and everything from, on Aromahead, we have a free online class, and I have a lot of young living distributors actually that take that class because it's the very, solid basics of using the oils and blending. And so just with that free class, you can actually go quite far. And then, my Facebook page, and then, of course, there's, websites and blogs and other resources where you can look up, about oils and read about each oil and decide which ones to use. But I think that it's a really fun thing to start with recipes. And then, see where it goes from there. Like the blends that you're using, the pre-made blends, that's great because then you don't have to really think about what oils to put together. And then when you want to, if you're interested in getting more educated, then doing something like a certification program is amazing because then you learn everything, the chemistry and the plants, the taxonomy, all the blending techniques and approaches. So when you finish something like that, you know exactly how to make your own blends, and that's amazing. That's empowering.
Yeah, I can imagine that going through certification courses like that can be, building your confidence in terms of being able to blend and create those unique creations
big time
for the individuals. And then being able to help other people with it. So that's awesome. I love that you provide those services so people can actually get out there and learn and start applying and making a difference in their life and their health, and especially their family, because seeing that there's so many alternative ways of doing things instead of using over-the-counter drugs and various medications. I mean, for me, let's back up just a minute and let just describe what essential oils are, because honestly, I didn't know until about a year or so ago. I never heard of essential oils. So let's start with like the for real basics. What are essential oils for people who don't know and have never heard of it before? I think it'd be a great place for people to get exposed.
Yeah, definitely. Well, essential oils are actually a substance that comes from the plant. So let's just use lavender as an example. And in the lavender flowers and the leaves, there are these little teeny tiny sacs that are microscopic. And inside those little sacs, there is the essential oil. And the plant produces the essential oil naturally in order to protect itself against predators. And, it's there as part of the health of the plant. And so, if you just rub, if you just rub your fingers, along a lavender flower or a geranium leaf or something, and then you smell your fingers, you're smelling the essential oil. You're actually breaking those little tiny sacs and opening up the essential oil. And so then what happens is that the distillers, the farmers that grow the plants, they harvest the plants and they put them into a big still, and they distill them. It's kind of like steaming broccoli. Where you have this big pot, and there's water in it, and then you have a strainer, and on top of the strainer is all the plant material. And then you just have a heat source, and the water gets boiled, and then the steam comes through in the essential oil, and the steam come out, and it's cooled. So
the oil is cooled after that?
yeah, and that process is what separates the oil from the water, which is also called a hydrosol. And so you have your essential oil, and it's an amazing process to see. I've visited distillers all over the world and seen the process of the oils being made, and really helps you understand how much plant material is in one oil. One little drop of oil has so much plant material in it. It's concentrated.
Wow. Yeah. That's actually one of the things I was a little concerned about initially, was how much oil used, because it is so concentrated. So as I would start applying and using different oils, I felt I had a lack of confidence in terms of how much to use and what circumstance. And, like peppermint, for example, I love peppermint and use it pretty much every day. And that one you really have to be careful about, because you can't get it in your eyes and, too close to your nose or something like that. I mean, because I like to put it in my hands and just breathe it. I mean, I actually did that before I came down here to my office for this show today. It's so refreshing. I just love doing that with peppermint.
I do too, and so because peppermint can be so irritating to the skin, and can actually be too strong to use like that. For some people, and especially for kids, it's actually contraindicated for kids to be using it like that, undiluted like that. So instead, we just can put it in one of those blank inhalers. Have you seen those?
Oh. Only from you. I've never seen them elsewhere. That's really
cool. Yeah, they're amazing. They're a business called Aromatics International sells them, and they come in all different colors. And you can put your drops of essential oil, like a couple drops of peppermint, right inside them, and then you just wave them under your nose, and you get a big hit of the oil, but you don't get it on your skin. So for something like peppermint, not that you can't use peppermint on your skin, of course you can, but those inhalers are amazing because you can, stick them in your pocket. I bring them on an airplane when I travel. I always have one in my back pocket. It's great. I would
love. Do you happen to have handy a recipe that you could share? Or I would love to know how to make like an energizing, refreshing kind of an inhaler that I could keep down here in my office. So
sure.
As I'm getting throughout the day and maybe getting a little dragging, feeling all drugged down or whatever, maybe tired, need that pick me up.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Make me an inhaler that I could keep in my office. That'd be great.
Yeah, that is great. And for those of you that don't know what inhalers look like, they just look like little tubes. Like maybe you remember the old Vicks inhalers, and it's just like that. And a recipe for energizing, to use during the day, I would choose one of the either pine or spruce or fir. So for example, Siberian fir is a great choice because it is very supportive to the adrenal glands, so you're going to get this great energy support. And then I would also use a citrus, like orange, whatever your favorite citrus is, orange or lemon or grapefruit, or I love lime. And so Siberian fir and lime, or Siberian fir and orange.
I actually have a citrus blend that I have a citrus blend.
Yeah, a great citrus blend. It can be any of them, and especially if you're just inhaling it, because then you don't have to worry about the citruses can react with the sun and be phototoxic and on your skin, but you don't have to worry about that with inhaling. So just an inhaler with maybe 10 drops of Siberian fir and 5 drops of whichever citrus you choose.
Right.
And you have the most awakening, energy supporting, focused blend. It's amazing, and it smells incredible.
Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, I do have some citrus. I'll have to get me some Siberian fir when I order my next time. Well, we have a guest that's joined us live here. Melody's come on with us. Hey, Melody, how are you today? Melody, are you there?
Yep, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are you going to be on camera with us today, or are you?
Well, I will once I fix it here.
There you are.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Look a little funny, but that's okay. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh.
She's my Texas friend.
Hey, Texas friend.
Hey there.
And she just had shoulder surgery, Andrea. So Melody has some questions for us regarding anti-inflammatory. Pop those questions over to us, Melody. What can we help you with today?
Well, I'm really interested in something that takes the pain away. It's not so much in my shoulder, it's in the neck muscles because of what you're doing with the shoulder.
Right.
I've tried the heat, I've tried the ice, and it's just the pain pills don't work, Excedrin doesn't work, the ibuprofen doesn't work. What could you do with oils that might help?
Right. Do you feel like it's because your neck and shoulders are tight in response to your shoulder injury?
I think it's that plus the exercises you have to do and the physical therapy you go through.
Okay.
Like the other day, after physical therapy, my whole rest of the day was ruined. There was nothing I could do.
Okay.
Because it's so overbearing.
Yeah. You know, the oil that comes to mind as you're describing it is spike lavender. Do you know spike lavender?
Actually, I really don't know too much about the essential oils. I have some, like lemon. I have the lemon, and I used to put that in some water. Then I have the lavender, and I know lavender helps for burns. So this is basically kind of a new modality for me to jump into.
Yeah.
And I'm mostly interested on what it can do to fix what you might have already ruined.
I gotcha. I hear you. Okay, here's what I would suggest is go online and look for a product called trauma oil. Trauma oil. And it is, you can get it from a company called Aromatics International. You can get it from a company called Herb Farm. And trauma oil is a combination of herbally infused oils. It has arnica, St. John's wort, and calendula oil in it. And it's a great anti-inflammatory analgesic. And that's what you can use as the base. And then you can buy some spike lavender, which is different than regular lavender. I'll just say it out loud so you can hear it. It's Lavandula latifolia. That's the Latin name.
Okay.
As if, right? But you just look for spike lavender and purchase some spike lavender, and that has a bit of camphor in it. So it's really good for circulation, for pain, for aches, for tightness. And you can put, maybe 15 or 20 drops of the spike lavender right into that ounce of trauma oil, shake it up, and rub it on, and use it multiple times a day.
Well, that's what I was wondering, whether it was a rub-on or an ingestible.
This one is for rubbing on, and it is just, when you have muscle pain like that, rubbing it right on the area is super effective.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would want to do for you, is just that trauma oil blend with spike lavender.
Okay, here's another question along those lines is, does this work for everyone? Or does it work based on a person's chemistry?
Well, with different people, I would choose different essential oils, mostly just because I would talk with them and I would get a sense of like what their constitution is, what the issues are, what's contributing to the, let's say, the pain, if the pain was what we were talking about, and I would just get a sense of which plants, which essential oils I think might best resonate and work for them. But that being said, spike lavender is an oil for pain, and it's going to help a lot of people with pain.
Pain is pain.
Pain is pain.
Right.
But we have other choices. Like, for example, there's Roman chamomile, and that's a good pain oil for sleep, like right before bed. If you want to use Roman chamomile in the trauma oil, you can do that. And it will not only help the pain, but it will also help your nervous system for sleep. So I would choose different oils maybe for nighttime. I would choose different oils if you were going to be putting them in a bath versus inhaling them versus putting them on your skin. So that's where the finesse comes in, right?
Okay.
That's
and
where
you can see how easy you can quickly get overwhelmed with all of the different, because there are so many options, and that's why I just love the fact that you offer a free class. And
the free class is great because you just go over a handful of oils and you get to know them well. And I'm really a big believer that you can have 8 or 10 oils in your collection and be able to accomplish a lot.
Oh,
and
good.
it doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of my other questions is where would someone begin if
Yeah.
you're all brand new to this, because there's a whole gamut of essential oils out there.
Right.
You don't want to buy all of those. You want to
No.
start something
Yeah.
basic that meets your needs.
Yeah, if you just log
Yeah.
on to aromahead.com and go to the online classes, there's a free one. It's an introduction, but it's in depth. And
Yeah,
I've actually
got the button on I've put it underneath the video there,
Oh, great.
Melody.
Right,
It's
and
got
I'm gonna be there right after this.
Okay. Great.
so
Yeah.
anybody
Just
that's
sign up.
watching
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anybody that's watching the replay of this later, if we're overwhelming you a little bit with too much information, don't worry. There's tons of great free information on Andrea's website. Just click that button. It'll take you right over. It'll take you directly actually to the free online class for, it's an introduction class to essential oil.
Introduction to essential oils, yeah.
Yep. I've signed up for it too, to actually walk through it to get a little bit more knowledgeable than I already am, because I really want to, I forgot to flip the screen to me. So anyway, I get to talking and watching you guys, and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here. So anyway, I'm looking forward to taking the class myself, because I want to apply, because I have several that I think I can do more with if I just knew exactly what to do with them. So
yeah, that's the thing, is they're very versatile, and so you really don't need a lot of them. You just need a small handful, and you can even have five different essential oils and just do so much with them. And as long as you sort of learn the basic guidelines for how to use them, then you can really take it pretty far without having to, study intensively or be a professional. That's the great thing about oils. They are very usable. Like when you smell something like eucalyptus, it's going to be a decongestant. It's just obvious, because it clears your sinuses, right? And when you smell lavender, it's calming to your nervous system, because it just feels like that, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
So, it's just, it's like really soothing. And so a lot of times you can learn through your nose,
Yeah.
It's a smart,
just noticing.
Smart nose. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, one of the things that I made note of to talk about was how to use oils. Let me get my switch over here. How to use oils safely. I know you talked briefly a minute ago about peppermint oil, for example, should not be applied directly to a child's skin, for example.
Right.
And if they need to use the inhaler type situation. But are there other oils or other scenarios that we should be aware of with respect to safety that that would be great to point out today for people that maybe they don't already know and may already have in their possession? Just be some great information we could share.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the main concerns with essential oils on the skin is what's called phototoxicity, which just means that there are certain oils that if you put them on your skin and then you go out in the sun, you're liable to burn pretty badly. It's probably the worst result of using essential oils incorrectly would be to use a phototoxic essential oil and then be in the sun. The burns are really intense. So certain oils are phototoxic, and one of them is lemon, and one is lime, and one is grapefruit. And so those three citruses, you really have to be careful if you're going to be in the sun. It doesn't matter if you're not in the sun or if you have them on your body and your clothing is covering them, or if you're walking from your house to the car, you know what I mean? But if you live, like I live in Florida, and it's a sunny environment, and I'm outside all the time. So if I'm in Florida, it's a real concern. If you're living like in a northern climate, then in the winter, probably not a big deal. But so that's one of the safety things and the thing is that you can just look up any oil and the safety should be there. If you've got a good book or if you're looking on a good website, they should be telling you if there's any safety concerns. And there's varying opinions about how to use essential oils safely. And, in terms of kids, in terms of babies, in terms of the skin, you'll see different information. So my basic philosophy has always been that I use the least amount of essential oil necessary to achieve the results that I want. And so I start with less and I see how it goes, because every drop is so concentrated that I can often accomplish a lot with just a couple drops of oil. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's so true. I
Yeah.
tell you, one of the things that I love to do with my candles is diffuse them. I have
Ah, the best.
I have a water-based diffuser. Just has a
Yeah.
little well, and you put you a few drops of oil in there, and I've actually bought it through Young Living, so it runs for a while, and then when it has diffused all the water, then it shuts itself off, and it's just amazing. I mean, my house smells
That's
so
great.
good when I
Yeah.
have that thing running.
I love using a
And
diffuser.
I use
Yeah,
me too.
it's fantastic. Well,
What are some benefits of diffusing in the air like that?
well, depending on the oil you
Other
choose
than the
to
smell.
use. Yeah, well, the smell's, a no-brainer. That's always great. And
Yeah.
people always walk in my house and say, oh, your house smells amazing. And I think, well, good, I hope so. It should. But, you can, in terms of diffusing, you can really get rid of germs in the air and on surfaces. So the essential oils are called airborne antimicrobials, or in other words, they
Oh,
kill
wow.
germs in the air. So if you, in the winter, when we lived up north in the winter, we used to put the diffuser on before we left the house and just let it run until the water ran out and it turned off. And we'd put oils in like eucalyptus and tea tree and pine just to kill the germs in the house. And then we would run it when we were there too, but we ran it a lot because germs, bacteria, and viruses, and even some funguses have a very hard time living in the environment of essential oils. And so you can really, especially if there are other people in the house that are sick or you feel like you're going to get sick, running the diffuser with those kinds of oils, eucalyptus, pine, or tea tree, is amazing. Not to mention it smells great. But you can also use the diffuser at night to just calm down and, to move towards sleep. I know I have a lot of friends that use diffusers in their bedrooms and, put a few drops of lavender in and just diffuse for a half hour, even a half hour before you go to bed. So you come in the room and it just smells amazing and you're sort of bathed in that gorgeous aroma. Right?
I just envision that, especially a child's room.
Oh, the kids love it. I love using diffusers with kids. It's just the
Yeah.
best for helping them, for reducing overthinking and anxiety. Like there's so much anxiety with kids. It's amazing to watch these days. And, there's like stress with homework and activities and social stuff. And not that we don't have all that same stuff, but the oils with the kids it's so sweet to put the diffuser on at night. Calm, very calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other thing that, in terms of diffusing oils is just that if you clean with essential oils, then you get the oils in the air too. And then not only are you killing germs on the surfaces, but you are also killing germs in the air. So that's pretty wonderful. I love that.
Yeah, I pretty much have gotten rid of, I don't use anything with bleach in it in my house anymore for the most part. I
That's
use
great.
the Thieves Cleaner from Young Living, and I just
Yeah.
love the smell. Love it.
Yes.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a great move because you're also helping your immune system that way.
yes, yeah, and I love the recipe. I was on your webinar you had the other day, and I saw the recipe that you were sharing for the cleaner. So
Yeah.
it'd be awesome to I could share the resources out on the page here.
Go for it.
Yeah, if you want to.
Sure.
I guess I can just share those right off your page, right?
Sure.
Is it
Yeah,
you've
for
got those
sure.
on your page? Yeah, I'll share them over to my page here and let everybody just get a flavor of some of the things that you shared on that webinar. But the cleaner that you put together was really simple and very easy and quick and something anybody could throw together with, like you said, just the basic oils that you keep that you may keep in your home. So
Yeah, I mean, you can clean with a lot of oils, and just to keep it super simple, you just fill up a spray bottle with water and you add a dash of vinegar and some drops of essential oil. And the typical ones for cleaning, lemon and pine, and you're ready to go. I mean, essential oils are incredible cleaners. They're proven antimicrobials, and they work really well. And I love that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I was just thinking of the spray bottle thing. My mind went straight ahead and I wasn't completely listening to you. I'm sorry about that. My mind was this past summer when we were on vacation at the lake, and it was of course, hot and humid because I'm in Alabama, and it's, like you in Florida. I'm sure you have mosquitoes and, the fun stuff. Well, I put to a friend of mine, the gal that I got my essential oils from initially, had told me about making a natural bug repellent, basically, and it's amazing. I mean, I just mixed about 2 or 3 different oils in a spray bottle with water. Is all I used, I think. And I tell you, after we got home from vacation, that became like my air freshener. It's like perfect. It smelled so good. I just used it like as an air freshener. I don't even buy the aerosol air fresheners for the bathroom anymore.
Good.
I just mix a few things in a spray bottle, and that's now my air freshener. Because it just smells so much better than those, and that it doesn't choke you. I mean, those, I can't even use that stuff anymore. It's like used to. I had Febreze around my house. I don't buy it anymore. I use, I mix a handful of oils together in a spray bottle, and that's it. Because it chokes me now. Yeah. It didn't before, but now it does.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, and it's amazing. I mean, you can put. It's funny, as you're leaving the bathroom, you can put 1 drop of essential oil right in the toilet and just let it sit there, and your bathroom smells amazing all day. Every time you walk in. And same thing in the kitchen. I just put a couple drops of essential oil on my sponge when I'm done cleaning everything, and then the kitchen smells great. The sponge is being cleaned, and so they can be used so easily like that.
Which type of oil do you use it in the kitchen, for example, to put on a sponge like that?
Usually in the kitchen, I'm a big fan of citruses. They're inexpensive, they kill germs really well, they smell great. So in the kitchen I have all the citruses just sitting by the sink, and I'll just use whatever I'm in the mood for. But I also use other oils in the kitchen too. That spike lavender I was mentioning is a really nice aroma. I think it's personal too. Whatever oils that you love the smell of can be used.
Right. That's awesome. So kind of coming back to the points that I wanted to be sure we shared today. I mean, it's amazing the different topics that we've covered already. Yeah. I mean, we still have 20 minutes to go, and it's amazing to me the different things that you can do to really improve your health just by incorporating essential oils. So specifically, let's just touch on some of the things by using oils versus maybe some other remedies out there in the marketplace, how those can improve your health for yourself as well as your family. So we've already talked about diffusing and killing germs and just allowing that to put some peace and calming in your body when you're ready to go to bed, that kind of thing, and getting away from aerosols, for example, going to more of a green type solution, green products. What else, what other kind of impacts can you have in your life by using oils versus something else?
Yeah, I mean, one oil that is pretty amazing is frankincense, and and
that's on my list to buy. I don't have that one yet.
Great. And it's a great headache oil. And so for people that suffer from either headaches or regular sinus infections or just like even neck strain or tension, like sort of just tension all through here, frankincense is great. And what I do is I just take a little bit of like unscented cream and I put it in my hand, and then I put 1 drop of frankincense in, rub it together, and then just rub it all on the back of my neck. And it's phenomenal. It's a great one for that kind of head tightness or strain or headaches, even sinus infections. You can add some drops of frankincense into a blank inhaler and then just, sniff it, and it's very effective.
Which particular frankincense do you prefer to use? I know there's different kinds.
Yeah, well, the one, it's funny, it's all about Latin names because you're just identifying the plant. So when I say them, people are like, what are you talking about?
What?
But when you buy essential oils, you should always be seeing the Latin name because there's all different kinds of lavenders, for example, and you want to know, the only way to know which one you're buying is to know the Latin names. So that's one of the things when you start to study oils, you start to learn or at least recognize the Latin names. So the frankincense that I like to use is called Boswellia carterii. like as if you'll recognize that, but it's the most common frankincense, and then all the other frankincenses are all Boswellius genuses, but the species are different. So I don't mean to make that sound complicated, but you're just identifying the plant that the essential oil was made from. And so frequently the common names, like the name chamomile, is not enough, because there's German chamomile, and there's Roman chamomile, and there's Cape chamomile. There's all these different kinds of chamomile. So as you become, sort of more well-versed in essential oils, it's one of the first things you do is start to recognize the Latin names.
Okay, cool. All right, so any other, so frankincense, that's a great one. I need to add that to my arsenal because I don't have that one yet.
Yeah.
What other things can you think of that would be great for people to understand in terms of how you can impact your life by incorporating oils versus maybe an over-the-counter item that they may be using today?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one thing that is really great is I'll use a few drops of rosemary essential oil in the shower in the morning, and that is like a great pick-me-up where, you're just in the shower, and I leave a bottle of rosemary in the shower, and I'll just put 2 or 3 drops on the shower floor right in front of where I'm standing, and the steam from the shower fills the whole bathroom with the aroma of rosemary, and it's so awakening. It's just like if you have to be up and out and at your job in the morning, it's such a great wake-up oil. I love it.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have that one either.
Yeah,
you're giving me a good list here.
Good. Yeah. So.
I'm not a morning person, so that'd be a good one for me to have.
Yeah, if you're not a morning person,
it takes me a minute to wake up.
It's awesome. Yeah, rosemary is a great one for waking up in the morning. And another thing I like to do is I use tea tree to clean my toothbrush. And so I have a bottle of tea tree right by where I brush my teeth, and after I brush my teeth and I put my toothbrush back in the holder, I'll just put a drop of tea tree on the toothbrush, and I'll do that like once a week. And so all day long, the tea tree is disinfecting your toothbrush, and then you can just rinse it off at night before you use it again. And it still has the taste of tea tree, so if you don't like that taste, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that taste, and I think it's just great for killing germs.
Yeah, there you go. I can't say I've ever killed the germs on my toothbrush before, so that's an idea right there in and of itself.
Well, I know it sounds funny, right? I mean, it really sounds like a funny idea, but toothbrushes, like sponges, are filled with all kinds of microorganisms. I mean, it's totally gross to talk about, but
I bet.
It's definitely a thing, and so, one way to stay healthier if you get sick regularly is to use a new toothbrush every month and clean it with tea tree once a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Who would have
never thought about that, but that's amazing.
It's a funny little
tip. That's amazing.
But
it's so true.
Yeah, definitely. The common things I think are stress and pain and sleep, and and so we've covered a lot of those. Diffusing for stress is amazing. You can diffuse that frankincense for stress. That is really something. So like if you and your family are going through a stressful time, just having that frankincense in the diffuser is incredible.
I need to get me another diffuser down here for my office because I have one upstairs and one down here. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Definitely.
What about, I have a couple, I saw somebody else had asked a question about shingles. My dad has actually had a really bad experience with that over the last couple of years. Unfortunately, he didn't find out what it was exactly until he was pretty deeply into it. So he suffered for a couple of years, and I tell you, it really aged him because those shingles are pretty rough. And it's if you don't, unfortunately right now the majority of the treatment that's available that most people get, is all medicine, and it's all pharmaceutical medicine, and I mean, it's taken him a really long time to get over it, and so I don't know exactly how effective it's been because it's taken him so long to get over it.
Exactly.
But if you can get a hold of it, if you're aware of what it is sooner rather than later, maybe a natural remedy would be better than the other. And
yeah, I have worked with.
I don't know. There's so many people suffering with shingles right now.
Mm-hmm. I've worked with quite a few people with shingles, and there is an oil that's very effective. Unfortunately, it's very expensive, but it's sandalwood. And
I love the smell of that one. I've smelled that before.
Mm-hmm. And so with sandalwood, you have to, with all essential oils, you have to be buying really good quality essential oils. Mm-hmm. So that's like the baseline. And sandalwood is, hundreds of dollars. It's an expensive oil because, they are cutting down the trees to produce the oil from the wood, and it's not, it's
not as replenishing.
Right. So anyway, if you can get yourself some really good sandalwood, and the sandalwood that I'm loving most these days is the Hawaiian sandalwood. And that is a beautiful sandalwood, and the chemistry of it is such that it's so good for shingles. You just take the sandalwood and you put it into a little bit of that trauma oil that I was mentioning. Mm-hmm. And you rub it right on the area of the shingles, best, of course, to catch it right in the beginning when it first starts. Right. But you apply it multiple times a day. So I would just put a little bit of trauma oil in my hand or in a bowl. I would put a drop of sandalwood in, and I would rub that all over the area. And I've had a lot of success helping people get rid of their shingles, really quickly.
Using that. Awesome.
Yeah, that's the best oil I know for shingles.
Can you, so say that they didn't catch it early enough, like my dad's, and they were to that point where touching them was really not much of an option. Can you create a spray? Is there a spray type solution?
Yeah, what you can do is just, there's actually a sandalwood hydrosol.
Oh.
And if you can find that, and or you can use water and just put some sandalwood in it and shake it up really good, because oil and water don't mix. So you just have to disperse the essential oil into the water and just spray it right on.
Yeah, that's what I did with mine. I just shook it up and sprayed.
Yeah, and you can also use aloe vera gel as the spray. Instead of water, you can use aloe vera gel in a spray bottle because it's thin enough, and then you can add the sandalwood in there and then spray that on.
Oh, that's a good idea. That would be soothing itself, wouldn't it?
It is very soothing and cooling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you tell me again, what is the hydrosol? You explained it, but I didn't quite grasp what you had. I know it comes from the distillation process, but explain how the hydrosol is created again.
Yeah, well, after, in the distillation process, the water and the essential oil are rising together as it's a steam and essential oil, right? And so if you think about steaming vegetables, and so the hot steam is passing through the vegetables, but in this case it's plant material, and it breaks open those sacs that hold the essential oil. So the essential oil and the steam rise together, and then they're automatically guided into a cooling tank. And this cooling coil then ends up separating out the essential oil and the water. Okay. But the water still has in it the water-soluble parts of the plant material. The water-soluble parts of the essential oil are in the water, and that water at the end of the distillation is called a hydrosol. Okay. It's not just water anymore. So the simple way to explain that is just to say that it's the water left over after you distill plants that has some of the water-soluble components of the plant in it. So it's a medicinal water. It's a healing water. Right. But it's totally safe on the skin. You don't have to dilute it. You can use it with kids. You can use it. We use hydrosols with our cats all the time if they have any sort of skin issue. Or even for stress, the hydrosols are amazing. And the animals really resonate with it. Same with babies and kids, and same with elderly people. I use hydrosols all the time on my face as a toner. I'll spray hydrosol. You can use rose hydrosol and sandalwood hydrosol, lavender hydrosol, German chamomile hydrosol. Fantastic for the skin, and very, very healing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. There's just so much out there, and it's, some of these things are a little
There
expensive,
is.
but I think in the grand scheme of things, because they're so concentrated, you don't have to use a lot.
That's the thing.
You know, if you don't overuse them, they should
Right.
last you a while. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you don't need to overuse them. A lot of people do overuse them because they're advised to use a lot. But if you start out just using a little bit, both in respect of the cost as well as the plants, if you start out just using a little and seeing if it's effective, you might be surprised. I'm amazed at how little I need to use to get the desired effect that I want.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, Melody, is getting wrapped up close to the end here. Do you have any other questions that we can address for you today while you're on?
No, I just can't wait to get to that website.
Go for it.
Yeah. So as we, I guess I'm going to come back to my notes here. Let me turn me on the screen here. I'm looking sideways, guys. Sorry, but I'm reading my second monitor over here. But you know, the free essential oil class, there's a button right below the video, right above the comment section there, that you can click on. That'll take you right over to Andrea's website, where you can sign up and enroll in that free course. And once you've been through that, that class is really going to build a really good foundation for you in terms of understanding the basics of essential oils and how you can use them in your life and with your family. But there are other courses that Andrea offers on her website. So if you're a licensed massage therapist, for example, and you want to incorporate the use of essential oils in your massage practice, if you're not doing that today, I cannot encourage you enough to do it. I have been going to a massage therapist now for probably 10 years. I have scoliosis, and it's just part of how I maintain myself is go to the chiropractor on a regular basis, and every other week I get a massage. And for years I was getting massaged by people with just the regular old stuff, not anything special. And then I got exposed to someone who performed a massage with essential oils, and I will never go back. Honestly, if you are doing yourself a disservice if you're a massage therapist and you're not using essential oils in your practice, because you just have no idea what you're missing out on with your clientele.
So true. It's so true.
Yeah, and you're a licensed massage therapist yourself, right, Andrea?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I founded and owned a massage school in New York for 10 years.
Wow.
So I had 150 students a year and 20 staff, and you know, so I'm a massage therapist and educator, and so for me, teaching aromatherapy to massage therapists is absolutely natural because I became a massage therapist when I was 21.
Wow.
And then when I was 30, I started with my partner. We co-founded the Finger Lakes School of Massage, and we trained a lot of people. It's a 1,000-hour New York State licensing program, so it's a really serious program. So for me, aromatherapy and massage, they're just the perfect marriage. They just go hand in hand, and
absolutely,
I love that. Yeah.
Well, and for me as just a consumer, and that's really why I wanted to bring this up as a topic on my show. I know, like I said early on, it doesn't seem like it really fits, but it does from the standpoint that I want people to be informed about things that can make a difference for them in their life and in their business. And taking care of yourself is such an important part of being productive in your work and being able to truly do what you're called to do every day. And for me, I mean, it's a journey. I mean, I'm not perfect. I have some, you know, I'm on this journey myself right now. I'm in the process trying to lose weight and just live healthier and change my eating patterns and exercise and trying to like use my oils more regularly and taking my supplements more regularly. There's just so many things that we can do every day. If you just work on some little something every day, you know, it's just a process. And learning about things like this to me is important. And now that I know about it, because I've been experiencing it, I can't not tell people. That's just the way God wired me. It's like I'm just a natural promoter, if you will. I want to tell people about things that share, you know, my own personal experience. So, so you massage therapists out there that might see this video, if you're not using essential oils, I highly suggest you look into it. And I'll be sharing some links across here on my fan page after a while, and as well on the in the comment section below, where you can find out some more information, as well as Andrea's website there. And then Andrea, what was the other one you said? Aromatics International. What was that other website?
Yeah, that's it. Aromatics International, just for purchasing essential, it's a great educational site. You can get diffusers. There's all kinds of stuff on that site. It's a wonderful place to check out.
Yeah, one of the things I really want to do is make some of the inhalers. It's like at the top of my list is make some of those inhalers. So
great. And she sells them one at a time for $1 each, or you can buy like a bag of 10 or a bag of, it's great.
Yeah. And the let's see, just rattle off real quick, what are some of the other classes that you got I know you've got one in particular, the one that I went to the webinar for last week that you're promoting right now. That's just an amazing class.
Yeah, that's pretty much the class that I think is perfect for people who are just beginning with essential oils and really want to learn a lot about making products. And that one's called Aromatherapy for Natural Living. Mm-hmm. And it's the perfect class for anybody interested in getting into the oils. It's only $225 or $275, and so it's affordable. You can jump in and learn a ton. And I have videos. That particular class, I made 14 videos. They're all in my kitchen, and I'm blending and showing you how to make things, and you can just sort of follow along with me. It's like a cooking show.
Oh wow, cool.
So it's really cool because you really learn hands-on how to make products and how to think about making products. So that's a class I would recommend starting with for anyone who just wants to get started. You do the free class and you think, yeah, I like how these classes work. I like the feeling of this. I want to learn more. Then Aromatherapy for Natural Living is definitely the next step. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Because I know that when I was perusing your site last week, I saw that one, and then you also have aromatherapy classes for licensed massage therapists, right? And then there's one other, is there one more class beyond that?
Yeah, there's several. There's one called Body Butters and Lip Balms, and that's a really fun one, because you learn to make lip balms and lip gloss and like luscious body butters, and you learn to make your own solid deodorant. So that's a fun class, and that's a great one for anybody. A lot of my friends have taken that class with their kids and then, do those fun projects in the kitchen.
Oh, that'd be fun. Wow, that's cool.
Great. And then all the other classes at Aromahead are at a more serious level. Like we have a certification program that's 235 hours of study, and we have several advanced courses, all for healthcare professionals.
So if there are people on the Hangout today or that may watch this replay later that are, for example, who would be a target for someone who would pursue that kind of certification? Would they be massage therapists typically?
Well, they can be anybody who just wants to use the oils in a more serious way, really make a profession out of it and work with people, either develop a product line or consult with people, so it's not so much where you are right now in your professional career, but more about where you want to go. So
gotcha, yeah.
You want to really use the oils professionally, and then the certification program is the way to go.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, let's see if there's any other points I wanted to be sure we covered today.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those were the main topics that I want to be sure we covered today.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
Is there anything else? Yeah, we did. And is there anything else, Andrea, that you want to be sure that we touch on before we wrap up here?
I think just to say that, I run my own business. I have for a lot of years, and I'm online a lot because my school's online, and it's an amazing thing to have essential oils around me. My office smells great. I clean my office with essential oils. I have my inhaler. I have my little blends, like I have my little lip balm here, and like I have a cream that I use, for if my muscles are sore, I just rub it on. It's all right here within reach of my computer, and there's actually quite a bit more over there. So, just that it really isn't different than supporting your business. It's just that you're supporting your health, so you have the energy to support your business. And absolutely. I see it as all integrated.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And I appreciate everybody that was able to join us today. And if you get the opportunity to watch if folks get the opportunity to watch the replay, I know they're just going to be filled with great information here, because I've taken 2 pages of notes, Andrea, in our conversation today.
Good for you.
So yeah, I really appreciate you coming on today and sharing all this wonderful information, and I hope that you guys will take the opportunity to click that link, the box down below there. It says free essential oil, or it says free ESS, that's essential oil course is what it says. Just click through and you'll go right over to Andrea's website and enroll in that free class. Learn the basics of essential oils, and if you are so inclined and would love to learn a lot more about essential oils, how you can totally incorporate them in your life, create green products for cleaning, healthy things for your family and your home, for your office, for your business. I just love the idea of making inhalers and lip balms for gifts for people. I'm just sitting here thinking what I could do with some of that stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Imagine making all your gifts for your family throughout the year without ever having to really buy anything.
It makes gifts and holidays very fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the projects for your kids, oh my goodness, the ideas are just rolling through my mind. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this hangout today. If you would do me a really big favor and go to libby'sreviews.com and share your feedback about today's show. What did you really enjoy? What aha or big takeaway? You said some really important stuff, Andrea, that I wrote down here that are big takeaways for me from today. One of which is just being aware of our surroundings, and having the oils right there on hand and ready when you need them, and being prepared, I guess, is really a big thing for me, and having what you need available to help you instead of having to go out there and buy something over the counter. So, awesome. Right. Well, thank you again for joining us. And, all righty, we'll talk again soon. Thank you, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. Take care.